They're weapons that wreak havoc on Baltimore's neighborhoods. Illegally carried guns, from revolvers to rifles, making their way into criminals' hands with one purpose: to kill.
Every time you turn around, somebody is getting killed.
Rashida Murray lost two of her sons to gun violence in the city, just 7 years apart.
It's heart-wrenching because you feel like nobody cares.
A mother left wanting action as crime in our city in crisis continues to impact even more families.
It's still a down spiral, you know, in the violence, and then how they keep getting a hold of all of these guns.
It's a question we've been asking for years, why so many guns end up illegally into the hands of those terrorizing these streets and how they're being tracked.
There's a lot of guns out there.
This week, we got answers from the top.
Does the department feel like the same gun in many cases is being used in crime after crime after crime?
So we know that it is.
Lieutenant Colonel John Herzog oversees the Baltimore Police Criminal Investigation Division, which since 2018 has seized more than 6,400 illegally carried guns from the hands of criminals.
Is that making a dent in the guns that are still on the street?
Well, I mean, that's a hard question because there's a lot of guns out there, and we're definitely seeing a lot more people freely carrying guns on their person.
Herzog says in just the first month of this year, they've already seen a 40% increase in gun arrests and seizures, most of which have been connected to violence.
It was kind of a good indicator that in a lot of those instances, we were focusing on the right people when we made those arrests, people who were actually impacting violence and pulling the trigger.
It's a targeted strategy BPD says it hopes to expand on.
CJIC is a multi-agency collaboration.
Last week, they launched a new Crime Gun Intelligence Center, where in partnership with the ATF, they'll work to connect specific crimes to recovered guns and better share that information with detectives.
6 years in a row with 300 plus homicides. Is this the approach that's going to help us get that number down, to get those bad actors, as we hear the commissioner say all the time, off the street?
So I think this is a part of it, right? So really it's not, like I said before, it's not just about going out there and seizing guns and deploying to where the violence is. It's about using all of our resources, all of our partnerships, and deploying to the right people, the right places, and having the right focus, and making sure that the officers who are out there in patrol have that information at their fingertips.
But in a department that's consistently understaffed, with a workload that increases seemingly daily, making any significant dent in Baltimore's gun violence will remain an uphill battle.
Obviously, it's never where we want it to be. We always want to see more. We always want to see more reductions, in violent crime. But I think last year was a really good starting point for us to build on.